So the journey from seed to harvest has been very enlightening. I have enjoyed this process so much. Of course, you know, anything gardening, I'm super excited about. I have learned a lot about growing corn flour. This is kind of been the first time for that. I've grown other types of just sweet corn, and this one's been fun because I feel like I have a really deep connection with just knowing that my ancestors ate this and survived on this corn. There are some things that I would do a little bit differently with growing this corn next time. I am saving seeds for it. I am a seed saver by heart. I love that. So next time I would probably plant this corn a little bit later. I felt like I ran into some pest problems with some caterpillars, that if I would have waited a little bit longer and made it a fall crop, then I think I would have been a little bit more happier with my harvest. Still got a good harvest, still gonna be able to make some cornmeal out of it. There was just some things that I think it would have been more plentiful if I would have planted it a little bit later. So feeding with corn, it varies. Sometimes you just have to know what's in the soil, and that's something about, we've moved to a new place in the last year, and I've learned a lot about my soil and fertilizing. We picked this corn, and now it's kind of a waiting game. We wait 6 to 8 weeks for it to dry out. So basically, we let it get as dead as possible on the stalk, and then we pick it, and then we dry it for 6 to 8 weeks. And so once it's dry, then I'll take it off the cobs, and then we'll go from there. Researching about how our Cherokee ancestors have grown food, used food, you know, in survivalist type settings, the kinds of things that they would make their food into. All this kind of research has just made me super interested and kind of like brought me back to the roots of my heritage. And it just makes me want to research even more. It makes me want to discover more about, you know, what things are out here all around us that our Cherokee ancestors used and as a food supply. And so, you know, what things are growing around in your yard that they use to eat and survive on. That just kind of takes me back there. The use of corn, you know, you read it in history books or social studies books, and you just, it just talks about how it was a cash crop and how it was essential, but this really brings a different kind of light to it because, you know, as I was discovering how they use it for hominy and how, you know, they could carry around seeds and boil them and make food, something edible out of that, you know. They would grind it up and make cornmeal. You know, any way possible to use this food, or this corn was just essential. And so that just really takes me back, and it makes me appreciate that I live here in Cherokee Nation and that I can walk around my property and see things that my ancestors ate, and it just makes me appreciate it even more.